Hello and welcome to the Initiative Order and A Corrupted Frontier, our Death in Space campaign. This is episode 5 for those that are keeping track, although it does say underneath the video. We will quickly introduce ourselves and then we will jump right in because last session was a little bit of a doozy, and we want to kind of see what happens and see what comes of where that ended. So quickly go around and introduce ourselves. This won't take very long because we are unfortunately down 2 players this week. Mazz and Dawn unfortunately can't attend this week, but don't worry, we have plans. Things will be fine. They'll be back next session. So going around the table, first, Cori.
Hey, I'm Cori. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm playing Bobbi, who also uses she, they pronouns. I'm excited to be here for some death in space.
Yeah. Next up, Homero.
Hello, I'm the real Mazz face. I play Xander and I have no leg.
Perfect, thank you. Next up, Mel.
How do I follow that? I'm Melissa. You can call me Mel. I play Lunar and Terracin, she, her. My kid behind me. All right. Let's not die, or maybe die in space.
Yay. Okay, and I'm Danny, he, him, and I'm the game master for this thing. But yes, let us dive into Corrupted Frontier. And we're back. So, to give a quick recap on last session, to fill everyone in on what happened and to let Bobbi know what they missed staying back in the ship. So, our crew had landed on the bridge that connected the mainland of this planet to the lift shaft that led up to this moon station. Bobbi landed the ship in a position where one side of the ship faced the bridge and the other side faced the elevator doors, blocking the route. Can't think of a word then. And the crew, minus Bobbi, who was not having a good time, not really prepared for this sort of situation, having fought feral zombie-like individuals. This is not what they signed up for, and they were having a little bit of a self-care moment, staying on the ship, making sure everything was prepped and the engine was running, ready to leave if they needed to leave at a moment's notice. So the crew managed to hack the elevator and go up to the station. This was not a short journey. This was like a 5-minute or so elevator ride up. Once they got up there, they exited the elevator, entered the main atrium of the station, and found it littered with corpses and pieces of corpses and funeral pyre style burnt corpses and corpses hanging from chains from the ceiling, and corpses and viscera and corpses. Upon moving closer, Wyoming decided to touch one of the corpses, and his hand indented into the burnt body, and he had a slight moment there himself. But that was fine, and then the PA system kicked in, and they heard a voice over the PA call out to them that they were being watched. This, of course, being the voice of Bozapper themselves, the serial killer that they were here to claim the bounty on in one way or another, in hopes of getting money, reward, something to kind of give them a purpose in this universe and maybe set them on a course for things anew. The group then split up, because that's what you do in these situations, and started checking the other doors around this circular atrium. Not seeing much, but they all then reconvened outside a door that they believed led to a stairway that might have got them up to the next level where they believed Bozapper was hiding out. Then we opened the door, and at the end of a short corridor they saw this staircase. Wyoming had taken some of his narcotics after having his moment with the corpse. That sounded wrong, but that's not what I meant. He had his moment and took some narcotics, and he was incapacitated briefly to the point where Xander was carrying him as they opened these doors and found the staircase. So they were at the back of the group as everyone entered. When this happened, a shadowy figure rushed past and chopped Xander's leg off in a casual kind of slice as they moved past, and continued running towards the elevator that had brought the group up. During this happening, Wyoming falls to the floor. Mira and Lunar then go on triage mode, trying to stop Xander from bleeding to death and see what they can do to recover the leg and deal with that. They manage. Luckily, they managed to do some field dressings and stuff and stabilize Xander's leg, well, Xander's thigh, from bleeding, and Mira kind of duct tapes the end of the now portable limb that they have, and then they, in essence, leave Xander there, and they walked back to the lift where Bozapper had entered the lift, but hadn't gone down. They set up a trap using Wyoming as bait, with Lunar and Mira kind of hiding on either side. The lift opens. Bozapper, in a craze, dives out of the lift onto Wyoming in an attempt to cut his head off with the blade that Bo used to chop Xander's leg off. Lunar manages to shoot him in the side, exposing his rib cage and everything, and then Mira dives in a moment of clarity and using Xander's knife stabs Bo in the back of the neck, disabling him instantly, thus killing Bozapper. And now they are in a position to claim the bounty. They go and retrieve Xander, who is now unconscious thanks to the aid of Wyoming's medication, and they get into the lift with Xander's leg, and the body of Bozapper, and begin to descend. And that is where we left off. During the descent, Mira, they examined Bo's body, checked it was Bozapper. He had a tattoo on his neck that said Zap Zap, and they determined from that this was Bozapper. But he also had a metal plate screwed onto his chest, and Mira had begun unscrewing that as you were heading down. So, returning to the ship at this point, Bobbi,
Mhm.
you had watched as the crew departed and went off into the elevator and up into the station. You had decided to stay behind, make sure the ship was in working order, as your previous takeoff from the actual spaceport itself was very fast and you didn't get all the systems set up during that. You just kind of got the engines going and did one. So you decided to stay back at the ship, get things set up, ready in case that there was a possible need for a quick exit. And you also wanted to use that time to kind of collect yourself, because a lot's gone on in these past couple of weeks since you left the Iron Ring after winning the ship in a bet and was told of a possible salvage of a space station, which you now own, and have taken on this group of people and have taken on this ridiculous bounty of all things, which is not something you thought you'd ever do. You were a tug trucker. That's it. So whilst you're on the ship and you're kind of milling around the cockpit area, checking all the systems are working, what's going through your mind?
I think Bobbi is just like replaying. I'm just replaying like the last few weeks in my mind, like replaying the game where I got the Stella, you know, and like sort of this idea that, oh, this was going to be an adventure, this was going to be fun, we're going to get to see space, and yes, like there's bad stuff out there, but it'll be fine because we have a ship, we're going to get a crew. And then it just steadily gets a little more and more worse. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm just trying to keep my hands busy, like trying to do things, trying not to dwell on those thoughts. But I'm definitely sort of zoning in on those things of like, oh my God, this is bad. This is not what I was expecting at all. In all my years as a tow trucker, I've never experienced some of these things.
Okay.
It's scary.
Okay. Whilst you're kind of thinking through these thoughts and kind of retelling the tale of these past weeks to yourself and making sense of everything that's going on, can you roll me a savvy roll, please?
God, okay. 18.
18, okay, very nice. You're kind of working with one of the consoles in the cockpit, and you're just kind of checking over some of the fuel line and the fuel intake system and making sure everything's ready to work and that. And you kind of pop your head up, look out the window, looking at the elevator shaft and the doors to it, and you're like, yeah, they're gonna be a while up there. Like, we've got time. We're okay. They're gonna be a while. You put your head back down, carry on, and you're working away, and you move over to the other side of the ship, and you're checking the life support, and the oxygen levels still are not 100% better than they were, you know, when you had the incident in space when you nearly blew everything up. Oxygen levels are better. Luckily, since then you've had a bit of time to repair things and get them up to like 70-80% now. But you know, at some point when you guys get back to either your station or to the Iron Ring, you may want to hire someone to take a look at that and get that repaired properly. And you pop your head up and you look out the window, looking at the bridge going back to the land, and you can see like the waves of the ocean crashing up on the side and the spray coming over. And you look back down at this unit, and you look up again and squint, and you see a silhouette like far off down on the bridge. And you kind of focus on it for a second, trying to like, is it a silhouette, or am I just seeing things because of everything that's happened? And you take a second look again, and you see a silhouette, but then you see like another two next to it, and then you see like shadow behind that's kind of moving like indiscriminately. Of so you're like, hold on a minute, that's that's a lot of people.
I think I'm gonna like smack myself a little bit, like.
They're still there.
I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure like the engines are running, that like I'm kind of doing like a sort of pre-flight check, just being like, okay, let's not panic too much. Let's just go ahead and turn everything on. I think last episode you said that like the in the EVA suits, like there's like the personal radios or whatever.
Yes, and you've been able to take those out of the suits, so you have radios.
Could I just go ahead and like just attempt to contact the crew? Like, know that it might not work, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try. Yeah. Not sure if anybody's gonna hear this, but it seems like we've got company. If you guys can, we should probably get going. Again, I don't know if you guys will hear this. And I'll put it down and I'll just keep my eyes trained on them, trying to see if they're coming any closer, anything like that.
Yeah, you poke your head up again and have a look, and you can see that this group is getting closer. And like you're at a point now where you take a second and try and count, individuals in that, and you get to about 15 before it gets a bit hazy. And at this point you hear a crackle on your radio, and you can hear Lunar's voice, but it is very crackly and you can't make out what's being said. Looks like the distance is still a bit too much for anything to come through.
Okay. So with where I landed, is there any way I could just like take the ship up a little and scoot just a little closer to like the sort of the elevator, the lift entrance?
No.
Okay, so I'm like basically just already right there.
You're basically.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Yeah, you're about like 30 feet away from the elevator doors, and the ship itself is blocking the entire width of the bridge, like side to side.
Okay.
So yeah, the bridge couldn't walk around the ship to the elevator doors. Basically, the ship's fully blocking.
Okay. In that case, I want to like within the ship move closer to the elevator doors, just to again shorten the distance just a little bit. And I'll just say, I if you're saying something, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, but you guys need to get down here. It's not good. I don't think it's looking good, y'all.
Okay. Lunar, as you are descending in the lift with Wyoming, Mira, who's kind of sat back away from the rest of you, kind of clutching the knife in one hand that they used to kill Bozappa, and Xander's leg in the other. They kind of look very spaced out right now, very out of it after having stabbed Bo. Like the moment they lunged in, stabbed him, as they pulled away and kind of pulled back, they were almost shell-shocked by the incident. Looks like something else is going on there with Mira, and they're just kind of very non-responsive in this moment as you were all descending. One thing they had done was begin to unscrew this metal plate that was on Bo's chest. They'd kind of got halfway through that prior to you kind of getting Xander and getting into the lift and stopped. And you can kind of see that even though they're very much zoned out, they're kind of looking at this chest plate. Xander is laying next to the body of Bozappa on the floor unconscious, and the 4.5 of you are descending down this lift. As you descend, you hear a crackle over the radio of Bobby's voice. You don't make out everything. You make out, "Hey guys, hurry, quick, problem?" And it's all crackly and staticky within that. But the lift continues to descend. And, you know, in this moment, as you're descending, it is that first little bit of respite you guys have had since going up in the lift and kind of being on edge that whole time you're up there. But this radio call comes through from Bobby, and just with the words you pick up, you know, with your military background, that you're on edge again. You're already, like, refocusing and going down. A minute or two passes, and you feel the elevator slow and stop as you reach the bottom, and it takes a second before the doors open because the like locking brakes need to kick in, and the doors begin to open. Bobby, as you've moved yourself from the cockpit kind of into the belly of the ship, close to the side where the elevator is, you kind of look through one of the porthole windows on the side on like the door, and you see the elevator doors open. Can you roll me another savvy roll, please?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a 7.
Cool. That's a fail. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to mark down a void point for that.
Mm-hmm.
You see the elevator doors open, and you see Lunar Mirror stood there at the front, and you see them turn round, and you see there's a body, a large body on the floor, and you see them like begin to pull this body out, and you kind of instinctually look and go, "Oh, sweet, they've got him." And you begin to open the door to the ship to get them in quick, because there appears to be a crowd forming down the end of the bridge moving forward. Lunar, Wyoming. The doors open to the lift. You are now on the planet again. As the doors open, you look out, you see the ship. There, it's blocking your view of the bridge. And you see Bobby kind of, not casually, but opening the door of the ship. What are you doing?
Is there anything that I can distinguish on the captain's behavior that catch my eye?
I will say you don't need to roll for this. Looking at Bobby, they seem slightly panicked, more than usual. I would say that's probably the easiest thing.
Okay, so I approach to Bobby and I ask about it. I like, "What's going on? You seem a little bit more stressed than the usual."
There's a really big group of some people, some things I don't know. There's a lot of them. We need to get going.
Where?
And I'll point off in the like general direction.
Yeah, let's go. Mira will like grab Xander first, get them in, and then go back for. So I assume Mira is Mira able to walk on her own? Oh, you're muted, Danny.
Danny, you're muted.
I do apologize. Mira's able to walk. They've got the knife in one hand and Xander's leg in the other, and they're just kind of walking head down towards the ship. I will say, Luna, as you bring Xander's body over, Bobby, you now see Xander unconscious in Luna's arms with one leg.
What the hell happened?
Long story. It's something to do with where's the head of Bo Sapper?
On his body.
Ah, okay. So it has to do with this, and I point at him.
Okay. I will ask more questions later. Let's just get on the ship.
As you
Don't worry, Captain. We can fix it.
We might have
I
a
think.
plan. Maybe. Okay, let's
Yeah,
go. Let's go.
Yep. Okay.
as you all begin to kind of rush towards the ship, Mira walks over to you, Bobby, and hands you Xander's leg. Turns round and walks back to start bringing Bo's body from the elevator onto the ship.
Are you? And like as she's walking off, are you okay?
They just head down.
Not okay. Okay. I'm just still holding the leg. Like, I don't know. Oh, do we have a freezer or like a refrigerator on the ship or someplace that is very, very cold?
Well, it is a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Space is very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you could.
finding a cold spot on the ship shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, you can find. You don't have a freezer because everything's kind of
Okay.
like dried, like dehydrated, so you wouldn't have a
Right.
freezer for that. But you could find somewhere cold enough to deal with this. You could also just put it in a bag, and then once you get up into space, pop it outside, freeze it, and bring it back in.
Yeah, we can do that. It's not my first rodeo.
I think for now, Bobby is just going to place the leg inside, like basically as soon as you get up, what I'm assuming is like the ramp, like
Mm-hmm.
sort of like the mudroom area. Bobby's just gonna place it there and just be like, I'm gonna deal with it. And I'm gonna run back down to help Mira like pull Bo's body in, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. You go and do that, and you help Mira. You can now see Bo Zappa, a person you have not seen before, and you see this person is grotesquely large. They're like 7 foot and a bit tall, hulking muscle, all over, like tattered pants, no top. You see that there is, when you get to the body, there is pooling blood coming from the back of his neck. He has like his ribs are exposed on one side with like where it's been singed from a shotgun blast, and you see there is a metal plate on his chest, like screwed in, semi screwed in.
By filing it away,
Mhm.
I'm like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
And then you and Mira drag his body onto the ship. Lunar, Wyoming. Lunar, you've got Xander's body. I'm going to presume you're going to take her and put them in their room and place them on their bed out of the way. Wyoming, what are you doing in this moment? Are you assisting Lunar, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, one of my main concerns it's about the contamination on Xander's leg.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to find like a plastic bag or something to just wrap it up.
Okay.
It happens that I have one with my own. I mean, it's where I put my peace private stash inside my jacket. So I will try to use that bag in order to wrap the leg.
Yeah, okay. Can you make me a tech roll
Absolutely.
for this?
I don't know. It seems like I failed.
Okay.
4.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a fail. Mark down a void point, because you can use that later.
Great.
You get the bag, and you take off, you like go into the room with Luna and Xander, and you take off the kind of really rough dressing that Luna and Mira had put on, which is basically like a jacket wrapped around and like taped up, and the thighs tourniqueted higher up. You take all that off, and you kind of stuff the plastic bag on the end to cover the wound, and you tape around it, and you look at it and you go, yeah, that looks right, that looks good, that makes sense.
That will do. I mean,
Yeah. Luna, you look at it and you can see that there's like 3 holes in this bag that is taped to the bottom of Xander's leg. But Wyoming is very much convinced that he's done a good job there, so it's up to you whether you want to let him know he's not or deal with it later.
I think Lunar will watch him do this and does Wyoming stay in the room for long when he's done, or like?
I stare at you like continuously. Like, do you think I'm doing a good job? I mean, it's not my first time, but I'm doing a pretty decent job, I think.
There's holes in his bag, and like, did you sanitize
No,
it?
no. That holes are I did it on purpose because
You're
it
supposed
needs
to have
oxygen.
dressing, not
Yeah.
plastic on to stop the bleed. Okay.
Are you sure about that? I mean,
fairly certain. Can Lunar make an adjustment on the leg to try and compensate, or like?
Yeah, I'll say you can kind of step in and correct.
all right. I think everyone's a critic.
You know, when it comes to someone else's leg, I'm gonna be a little particular, okay? Hopefully-
You can choose to be a friend, not a critic or a judge. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, in a minute. We'll be friends again. Just let's take care of this. Let's do it right, okay? Just saying.
Okay. I can see that you are kind of handy on this. Not your first one, I guess.
No, no. No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, and we'll say Lunar. Yeah, she'll like do her best to like adjust it. She actually does have that stash of alcohol, which could sanitize it and clean the wound. Might sting a bit, but
I think I have something with me. Hold on a second. And I have like a little bottle, not with alcohol, GM, but with a little bit of milk. And I say like, this will do, Luna.
what is that? Tell me what it is.
It's a boozy star. That's the name.
Say that again.
Boozy star. It's like booze, but a little bit boozier.
Okay. Oh,
Just pour it
There's
on.
alcohol?
Yeah, it has alcohol and other shit. Yeah, I mean other medicine on it.
And other what in it?
Like things with medical names on it.
Is there a label? Or is it just a bottle?
It's just a bottle with a very, very childish handwriting label on it. That it says Boozy Star.
Right.
And a happy face and a star.
And a star, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Well, I have the moonshine, which should be plenty efficient to clean the wound without adding any additional things into it.
I mean, I use it all the time. It's very good for health.
What does it do for the health?
Makes you happy and clean. Happy cleaning. That's how I call it on my mind.
Okay.
It's good for your bones.
She's kind of missing one right now. Is that gonna be helpful?
Just pour the damn thing. I mean, it's gonna work. I promise.
What are you doing, Luna?
What do we do with this guy? I don't know.
Do you use the moonshine and use that to sterilize the wound and then dress it, or do you use Wyoming's milk in its little bottle and pour that on? Because he's very adamant that this will assist.
We're counting on you, Luna. Just make the right choice. You know what it is.
Your choice.
I mean, she's gonna go with the practical option of like moonshine is hard alcohol. It will clean it. I know what this is. I know what's in it. It will do the job. I don't know. Do you see enough of Wyoming's sorry antics to be like, there's like, we've seen him eat the peas, right?
Yeah, you've seen him take the peas.
Okay, so it's like, I don't know what's in this. She would go for the, unless he pours or something, I don't know, but she should go with the moonshine.
Okay. So Luna uses the moonshine, pours it onto Xander's leg, and cleans it for a minute with that, and then redresses it with an actual dressing that you grabbed on your way through into the rooms, and dress the leg. The tourniquet is still there, so the blood is not leaking or anything like that, and the wound is dressed satisfactory for now. It will do, basically. Whilst you're doing that, and Wyoming is clearly, observing and supervising this medical procedure, Bobbi, with Mira, you drag the corpse of Bo Zappa onto the ship. Once he's on, Mira closes the door to the ship, sealing you all in, and she kind of looks at you, and you see this kind of vacant stare in her eyes, and she passes you Xander's knife and just kind of says, "I'm going to my room."
Do you need anything?
No. And then turns and walks down the main corridor of the ship to their room. But you can see that they're clearly affected by the situation that has previously happened upstairs.
Understand it. I will go ahead, because again, I'm like, there's so much going on and I want to make sure that everything is going okay, but we need to leave. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back up to the cockpit, and while I'm going, if I can, like kind of cutting through like the kitchen, the mess hall, whatever the hell you want to call it, I will grab like sort of like a towel or something to clean off the knife, and I'll stick it in my pocket, but going ahead and getting into like the captain's chair, just letting them all kind of go over the announcement system. Basically, I'm getting us out of here, like, just get ready, but not really waiting for a response. Like, I'm getting us out of here.
Okay. As you say that, you look out the window and you see that there appear to be a group of gaunt, scruffy clothed, greying skinned individuals running across the bridge towards the ship. They're about 100 feet away, but there's definitely more than 15 now. And they're rushing towards you. Can you make me a tech roll, please?
I don't wanna.
You have a void point if you would like to spend for advantage or not.
Okay, that is a... Wait. It's 12.
That is a pass.
Okay.
It's 12 or above in this game.
Thank God.
So...
I was pretty sure.
Okay, so you've already got everything prepped. All systems are running and operational. You jump in your chair, look out the window, think, shit, and then engage the engines, and you begin to hover up and move away from the bridge at a height now where no one could kind of jump up and try and grab hold of any part of the ship. You lock in the landing gear and begin your ascent off through the atmosphere of this planet and into space.
Whoa.
And you do without issue, and you are now in space. Where are you going? What direction are you picking?
I just like knowing that Xander is currently missing a leg.
Mm-hmm.
The oxygen levels like are not perfect. Like those need to get worked on. I'm gonna go ahead and start sending us towards the Iron Ring. Just like anything that we need is probably gonna be there, and if it's not, somebody will know who we need to talk to at the very least. So I'm just executive decision. That is where we're going.
Okay, that works for me. We'll say once you kind of plot that course, you should be able to kind of set the ship in motion, almost like an autopilot, in the course you need to get there. It's going to take, because of the time spent on your travels from your station to here, the way these planets have rotated around the sun has moved Lepidoptera to the opposite side of the sun to the Iron Ring, where the moon it rotates on. So it's now going to take you maybe 4 weeks to get there currently in your current state. But again, this is still closer than your station, because your station follows the Iron Ring's orbit, but it's a little bit further out. It's just because of the way the planets have rotated in this orbit. So you've got a little bit of time now, but you are on your way there. In doing so, you can now kind of exit the cockpit and go and assess the crew and what's going on.
Yeah. I think before I go to check out the crew, we have like a star map, right? Like a sort of galaxy map.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I just want to see if there is like any sort of station maybe between here and the Iron Ring. Just like maybe I forgot something, maybe there's somewhere else that we can at least take Xander to get like assessed first, because the 4 weeks is gonna give Bobbi more anxiety, which they don't need.
As it stands, the star map you have is on the table in the mess hall. You've got this big what you've got is your games console / star map / main kind of computer dump storage and everything. The star map on that has a basic map of the galaxy, and it has information on some stations and locations, but it's very outdated. So there is a station potentially on the way to the Iron Ring. It's an old mining way station facility. Whether or not it's still operational, still inhabited, you don't know. This information, this map and the information it has on this location is 20-30 years old.
Ooh,
at this point. So it's a possibility, even if it's not inhabited. If it is still there, there's potential you can get in, and there might be something there you could salvage or scavenge that might help the situation. And that, looking roughly location wise, that's maybe a week and a bit away.
Okay. And just for Cori clarification, still in the same general path. It wouldn't be me taking.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a huge sort of detour.
No, it wouldn't be a huge detour. But it would be a detour. You'd have to veer off. If you were to go that way and be unsuccessful in gaining anything there and continue back on your journey from there, it'd probably add about 4 days.
Okay.
To your journey.
But
it's which which is the better option.
Okay. Making a mental note, just trying not to let all the choices sort of keep me from doing anything. And then I'm gonna go and try to find Wyoming and Luna, just because I feel like Mira just needs a little bit, and Xander is not having a great time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So you head over to speak to your available crew.
Any broken bones, any bruises, anything for you two that we need to take care of? You're muted.
I know. I was just moving my lips with no talking. You can't heal a broken heart, Captain. That's what's going on right now.
Okay. You're right. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Is there anything that I can help with?
No, Xander's dead and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look for Xander and just be like, they're still breathing, right?
They're not dead.
No, I wrap the body in plastic. Lunar helped me. Xander's dead.
Looking at Luna. Okay, just gonna move on from that for now. So Wyoming, you're fine besides the broken heart?
Yes, absolutely. The only thing that I got is I have to avenge Xander's death. That's now my only
Broken
goal
heart.
and motive in life.
Okay.
I have to avenge Xander.
Okay. Well, Bo's dead, so I feel like that's a good start.
Yes.
I mean, Mira beat you to it. Remember, you were the bait.
Yes. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Yeah, and I was the bait, and I tried to save Xander, and Xander lost his body, and now Xander's dead. That's how things happen, right?
I'm gonna let you take this one, Luna.
Fine. Wait. Okay. All right. I know you got a lot going on, Mr. Jones.
Please call me Wyoming.
Frank, I don't, Mr. Wyoming, I frankly don't understand everything that's going on with you. I'll be frank. Did you put mentally Xander's soul into the leg or into the rest of the body?
Everyone knows Xander was a leg.
I see. Okay.
The body was just the body. All the soul and spirit of Xander remains on that leg, and that leg is gone. So Xander's dead.
Okay, we have to keep both the leg and the body healthy so we can hopefully get Xander back put together. I think we can do that.
We can do that?
I think,
Is that a possibility?
I think so. Don't you? Okay. Are you one of those soul pod things? Is that what you are?
Oh, I'm totally high right now. Probably that's the main issue here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because what I've heard is that y'all have pods that are real advanced and good at healing and can even regrow limbs, is what I've heard. If we can get a hold of one of those,
Yes.
we could put Xander in it. Get better. Maybe.
Oh, I see. Okay, we're totally on the same page right now. I mean, you have to understand. I'm a space vagabond. I lived for nearly centuries, so I totally misunderstand how that works. So right now we're on the same page. No worries. So Xander is not dead. He's just sleeping.
Yes.
Mhm.
The leg is
Okay.
sleeping, and so is the body. We need them both alive, and we need the body breathing too, so that when we connect them, the soul can connect. Okay?
I mean, that's great news. Let's celebrate.
Yes.
First round of milk
Let's
is on me.
We're gonna wait on the celebration just a little bit after we can. Okay?
Let's figure out what our next steps are. I've set the ship to go to the Iron Ring, but it's going to be 4 weeks. There's the possibility that we can go to another place. The map's old. I don't know for sure if there will be anybody there who can help, but there might be materials or something that we can use. It takes us about 4 days. It's a bit of a detour. What do we want to do? Do we go straight to the Iron Ring, or do we take the detour and hope for the best?
Where's it go? Where's the detour at? At a.
It's about a week and a half away from where we are now, and it'll just add an extra like 4 or so days to our journey to the Iron Ring if we continue on.
We can take the detour and play charades on the journey. I mean, that's my vote. We can detour.
I feel like you're always playing charades.
Hmm.
Mr. Wyoming, what kind of place is the detour? What sort of place is it?
It was, who knows at this point, a mining facility.
A mining facility?
Yeah, I it's not great. It's not like a medical facility or anything like that, but
I mean, they might have. Is it? Do we have? So we don't. Do we know anything about this place? Like, would it be big enough to have medical facilities or anything like that?
Lunar, make me a savvy roll.
Oh no, my dice. I'll be right back.
now a word from our sponsors.
Yes, whilst we're waiting, if you wouldn't mind, everyone, maybe checking out some of our amazing sponsors like Session Zero Clothing, D&D Inspired Streetwear. And we're back.
Savvy?
What was that?
You said savvy roll?
Savvy, yes.
Only a 10.
A 10, okay. You're not sure. You've been to a mining facility before as like a stop-off, pick-off point when you were in the military. You didn't spend a lot of time there, so you couldn't really gauge the level of facilities that they have. But I will say you can kind of make the presumption that mining is dangerous. So, you know, they would probably have like a semi-decent medical facility there to deal with like mining injuries. You know, maybe.
Could be things like limbs coming off, maybe. Okay.
I don't like mines. They don't have windows on it.
It's fair.
Yeah. That's a hard call. I mean, it could be worth it if there's, you know, to get a little extra aid. If anything is working there, I guess, and if people aren't weird zombie things or who knows what, just terrible people, you never know.
You want to try that?
I don't know.
I have a huge suggestion. Let's just flip a coin on it. Let's do it fun.
Actually not opposed to it.
Great. I do have actually. I have a coin. Can you borrow me a penny or something? Do you have a coin with you? I mean,
I wish I
Or
had
2
a
coins.
coin.
I'll like look through. I'll pass you a little space coin.
Oh, now I have 2 coins.
Yep. You're welcome.
Okay, magic. You see the coin?
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't see the coin. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Heads. Let's go for the long road.
Mm-hmm.
Tails. Let's do the detour.
Okay.
If the universe make a joke on us and it drops the coin right in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
we will make a huge party on Stella. Drinks on me. That's the third option.
Oh,
Everyone's agree?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. So, GM, how do you want to do this?
Roll a d20. 1 to 10 is heads. 11 to 20 is tails.
Okay,
But
fair
where's the
enough.
middle option?
That's my.
Yeah,
roll.
what's the middle option?
The middle option is what I get to roll. So I'm gonna roll something for the middle.
Oh
option.
God.
I mean,
Okay.
this could be huge, man. I
Mhm.
mean, let's do this. Come on, party. Let's party. Let's party rock. Let's rock hard.
Party rockets.
A 7.
7. Okay.
Yes.
Wyoming, you flick the coin in the air and it spins, and you all watch, wondering, he's flicked this very high, how's he going to catch this? And the coin comes down, hits the floor, bounces back up, hits the floor again, bounces, and begins to start spinning on the floor. And for a split second, the ship's systems glitch and the gravity cuts off for like half a second, and the coin floats sideways and then falls heads up.
You hate me.
How about this, Wyoming? We fix up Xander. We can have your party.
One bottle only at a time. I will share.
1 bottle at a time? What are we, 12?
We'll share a okay, I know the rest of us maybe don't do what you can do. All right. And
I personally have a low tolerance, so the one
Yeah.
bottle at a time is a good idea.
yeah.
Okay.
And we are not at top peak on a ship who needs more crew members who are not available. We need to stay level-headed. But I also think it's been a lot. We do need to sleep somehow after all this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get
We fix up Xander.
Yeah.
Then Wyoming, you will have all of this time that we're traveling to plan your wonderful party.
I mean, it's not the worst plan in the world. I
Mhm.
can do that. Can you shake on it?
I'll grab Luna's hand. I'll put my hand down. Deal. And go like that.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I think I found some meat.
Why didn't you mention that before?
Well, it's been busy.
Great. What kind of meat? Is it Is it roast
know.
beef?
It's in a can.
It's in a can? What
In a
kind of can?
can.
It's an orange can or a green can?
A metal can?
No colors on it?
I don't remember. Melissa doesn't remember.
The metal can was plain, but you popped it, and like a brown liquid came out that, you shook it and it was liquid with chunks in, and you popped a little hole in one of the cans. You left this can behind, but you took others, and like a brown gravy-like liquid seeped out.
Yeah, I'm not. It didn't taste bad, so I don't know. That's part of a party, right?
Okay, that's kind of a sweetener for this deal. Okay, I will do that. I will do that. You know what people say? If there's gravy, there's some meat on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, the coin landed on heads.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what heads was.
I think heads was the long way, right?
I thought it was the. Okay.
I think
I don't
I don't remember.
It was literally like 20 seconds.
Like the whole point.
I can ask Lexi if she remembers.
I was like, chat. I don't remember it.
Chat, please tell us.
Yeah, someone help.
We got distracted by roasting.
I think heads was the long run.
I think so.
I think it
Tails
was-
was the detour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. Okay.
So you
And
got
most important of this, the split one was the huge party.
Right.
Now will
I
have a
remember
huge
that
party.
one. That is all I remember.
Yeah, I was just
yeah.
like, is it gonna land on that tiny % chance? That's all I cared about now.
Oh god. Chat, please. We need help.
we're going long way.
It was
I
like-
think it was the. I think heads was
think
the
it was
long
the
way.
long
We'll
way.
go for that. We'll go for that. So
I'm having a party, so I don't mind.
yeah, Wyoming gets his party either way. So the ship is already on this course, this 4-week journey back to the Iron Ring. Gonna be a while. So we're gonna do a little bit of time jumping,
Yeah.
and for the first couple days, you all take it in turns, sitting with Xander, checking the dressing on their leg, keeping them stable, comfortable during the trip. Wyoming, every time it's your turn, you kind of assist Xander in staying sedated one way or another.
Xander's leg or Xander's body? Because right now are two Xanders on the ship.
Body.
Okay.
The leg seems stable and seems unconscious, and it doesn't seem to wake up. So it seems okay. But the larger portion of Xander.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You every time it's your turn to sit with them, you assist in keeping them sedated for the journey. Whether that be option peas or milk, whichever.
Yeah. I put some sedatives on Xander's body, and I put some sedatives on Wyoming's body. You know.
Cool. Yep. Works for me. You have plenty. So for the journey itself, Xander will be sedated. A couple of days pass. Every now and then, the three of you see Mira pop out of their room, navigate themselves to the engine room. They seem to do a little bit of tinkering in the engine room. Go back to their room, close the door, and you hear them doing a little bit of tinkering in there. But they're very quiet, reclusive, and kind of in themselves at the minute, still kind of processing the thoughts and feelings that they have, and you kind of give them space to deal with whatever's going on. About a week passes on your journey, and it's been another uneventful long day, and you all go to sleep for the night. Bobbi, you do the last check on Xander before going to bed this day, and you all head to sleep. Wyoming, sound asleep, no issues. Lunar, you head to sleep, no issues, another quiet night. Bobbi, you're a little bit restless this evening, kind of struggling to get to sleep this night. Every couple of days or so, you replay over the whole incident since you landed on the planet, to left, leaving the planet, and you're still kind of in yourself. You're still processing this level of activity that's gone on that you really didn't account for. And you're kind of laying in your room, which is like the closest room to the front of the ship, the closest room to the cockpit. And you lay in bed, and you've got like the almost white noise drone of the engines in the ship and just the ship in general. And you hear a buzzing sound. And you're laying in your bed, and you're like, what is that? Why is there a buzzing sound?
I'll go ahead and sit up and try to like follow the noise.
Yeah, you sit up out of bed and kind of focus a bit. It's coming from outside of your room.
Okay.
It's just like a buzz, 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 buzz.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and look out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming from the cockpit of the ship.
Yeah, I'm going for the cockpit then.
Okay, yeah. You head into the cockpit and you can hear it as clear as day now. And there is a console on the right hand side with a light on it that's flashing red, and there is a buzzing coming from it.
What do I have any indication of what this is?
The console itself you do recognize, because this wasn't originally on the ship. This was on the station, but Mira had brought it onto the ship, and this is the scanner.
Uh-oh. Okay. I'm gonna look at it. Like, is it picking anything up in particular?
Yes.
Or is it just...
It is. It's so you have a look at it, and luckily Mira, when she was installing it, kind of explained their knowledge of how it works. You already had a little bit of knowledge, so between you've kind of got a good idea of how this works. The buzz and the red light is indicating that there is within the range of the scanner, there is at least one other vessel in proximity to your ship.
Can I see if I can get like a visual on it? Like if I look outside, like does it seem like there is anything out there?
If you look out, you don't see anything.
Okay.
But the range of the scanner is slightly beyond your vision.
Yeah.
And it you start pressing buttons on it, and there is like a little green screen on there with like a grid, and it says it's about maybe 4 miles away, like in the direction you're heading. It says that there is a ship, and that distance is decreasing as you move, but it's decreasing at the pace in which your ship is moving.
So it's just... Ooh. I'm sitting in my chair with like just not sitting in the chair properly. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna wake Wyoming and Luna. Like, I'll knock on the doors, the wall, like kind of the wall or whatever. Ooh, there's a ship. It's stopped, or some sort of vessel. I'm not sure. We're coming up on it. What do we want to do?
A ship? What kind of ship?
I don't know yet. It's just something is there, and we can go look at it on the scanner, but we need to figure out what we're doing. Are we going to try to avoid it? Are we going to try and see?
But I don't get it. It's not friendly. Are they attacking us?
No, they're just there. It's just
right.
We're moving, and the ship is just stuck there.
We can just turn a little bit to the right or the left just to moving away from that spacecraft? I mean, I'm not an engineer, but I think that could be a possibility.
You could do that. I'll like look at Luna while I'm saying this. There could be somebody on there. I don't know if it's fair to just leave them. You're muted.
Forever muted.
Yeah.
She's speechless.
Yeah. He's lost in the PTSD.
Mhm.
I mean, if they're not moving, they're most likely dead or not in a good spot.
Did we just try to connect with the spacecraft? I mean, like an SOS or just, hey, how you doing? Let's.
I mean, we'll need to get a little bit closer for that. Just, you know how tech is.
Maybe that's our first step, just to see
Yeah.
if they're friends or foe.
Yeah. And I mean,
Could also be fate too.
Mm.
I mean,
If
we're
they-
all
if-
awake. We're all awake. Just let's find out. I will prepare pancakes with some milk, and you will just try to get in touch with that spacecraft. That's the plan, right? I mean, 3 a.m, pancakes time.
Yep. Okay.
We have milk? Oh.
Lots of quotes around that.
Now we're talking.
Okay. Wyoming, you work on the pancake welcoming committee. Luna, let's go see if we can talk with them.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll make our way and then try to contact them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you continue on your path, which is in like direct contact with this ship. And obviously it takes a little bit of time, but you get close enough now where you're in radio range to send out a message. What are you saying?
This is the Stella Luna. Come in. Do you need help? Please respond.
No reply.
While I'm doing this and while we're approaching this thing, keeping an eye on Luna, just making sure that she's okay.
Lunar's just like she's thinking about like a lot of things all at once, like safety concerns, like is this a trap? Is this just somebody's dead? Do I want to go in there if they're just dead? Like not really wanting to go in there, but if someone was in the same situation as her before, like, and like both appreciating Bobbi's compassion and also resenting it a little bit at the same time.
Okay.
So all those things are kind of running through her head. It might be hard to tell her face what that is. Yeah, but also like how if we do need to get in there, how do we get in there? Like all of this strategy kind of mode.
Not hearing the response, but knowing that like there could be something or someone or both on this ship. I think Bobbi is going to try to like move up to it.
Okay.
to try and figure out how we could like get onto this ship to check.
Yeah.
And like the whole time, like before, I'm gonna go ahead and over the radio, like to this ship. We come in peace. We're here to help if there's anybody still left.
No response. But as you do this radio call after speaking to Lunar and Wyoming, you're now at a point where you're in visual range.
Mm-hmm.
And roll me a savvy roll, please.
Okie dokie. I forgot what my savvy stat is. Ooh, 14.
Okay. So you look out of the cockpit window as you're getting close to this ship now. And you see there, and there, and a little bit there, and a little bit there, that there is a ship in front of you. But it's in a couple of pieces. But they are close together. There are a couple large chunks of this ship. Like you can see where the cockpit and a section moving back maybe 20-30 feet's worth is there. And then maybe there's, as this is just kind of floating in space, there's like a 20-foot gap, and then there's another section of this ship. And there appears to be a smaller bit that's broken off the side, that's floated a little bit away. But looking, you see that there is a ship in a couple of parts floating in space, with what looks like the metal is like popped.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's ripped.
Ripped from the inside, like it exploded.
You would have to get closer to see that. This is like coming into your visual range now. You'd have to bring the ship up to it to get a better look of what's in front of you.
I'm gonna look at Luna. I mean, I feel like we should check it out. It is not a good way to go if there is anybody there. And I mean, like I said, there might be tech. I think Mira could use some tech to occupy herself. There could be medicine for Xander. I feel like it's worth a shot.
What did I miss? Oh man! And I see it through the window. Oh man, they're screwed, bro. Are we looting? Are we looting that ship? Are we trying to loot that ship?
I think it's worth a try.
I mean, my first concern, they were pirates or like some fellow people. But right now they're a bunch of dead bodies, so we can loot the remains. So I mean, there's no legitimate danger on that situation, until my perspective.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I won't ask either of you to come onto the ship if you're not comfortable.
I mean, we're looting. I mean.
Yeah, but getting sucked out into the vastness of space isn't ideal, so.
No.
Giving.
Seats are for.
Yeah.
If you want, I can. How about I'll keep an eye on the ship here. You two go. If you need me, let me know.
Come on, Lunar, let's do it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I've spent enough time on.
We could be sucked by the endless void of space.
I mean, Wyoming, and I'm like looking at Luna while I'm saying this. 2 heads are better than 1, but three's just too many.
are we going to apply, that old custom and tradition that finders keepers, Captain?
Sure.
Bring me a souvenir.
Okay. So, are you going to be my sidekick, Captain? Because I'm the main explorer right now on the Estella.
Mm-hmm.
I should be there first.
I couldn't agree more, Wyoming.
Great. I like this plan. Let's do it.
Okay.
So, you move the ship closer. So it's as close as safely it can be to this wreckage, without being too close where a piece could bump into your ship. And you're kind of positioned where you're closest to the central piece that's floating, with the cockpit at one end, the back of the ship at the other, and the main bowels of this ship in front of you. It's the plan that Wyoming and Bobbi exit the Stella and attempt to make their way onto this wreckage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing can go wrong.
So you put your EVA suits on, get what equipment you need to take with you, and head to the little airlock on your ship to leave, whilst Lunar, you stay in the cockpit near the comms, ready in case anything goes on. You're not the best pilot, Lunar, but Bobbi has taught you enough to get by, so you're confident enough in your skills to be able to assist if something goes down. Just putting that out there. Bobbi and Wyoming, can you both make me dexterity checks as you leave the ship into the endless nothingness of space?
Sure.
I would like to use a void point, please.
Okay.
No. Starting off good.
Ouchie, ouchie.
14.
Okay.
18, but I rolled a 20.
Oh, nice.
I just have a -2.
Cool. Wonderful. So, doesn't matter, everything's gone to shit. No. You both... The airlock door opens and you are greeted by a sight of the endless nothingness of space and this wreckage of a ship. You both disengage the magnets on your boots of your suit and kind of push yourselves off into space towards the hull of this ship.
I'm doing the breaststroke through space.
I'm just floating on the right direction. Don't mind me.
You do know, Bob, if you do that, it will change course. You want... You both head off towards the ship, float directly towards this main section. Without incident, you kind of float towards it and manage to grip on to the side of this hull piece. There is no door visible, but there is a fuck off hole on either side that you can enter because it has. And at this point, Lunar, as well, you can see that this ship has exploded internally. Like the ship has blown up from the inside. And that's how the metal is kind of bent outwards in these different areas. So it could have been like a decompression.
Sorry.
Oh, go on. No, go on.
Out of curiosity, can we see the name of the ship on there?
You can. And it is called... Let me just check my notes.
Mazz face.
It's called the Yubu Lasso.
Could you spell that?
Yes. Y. It's the first letter. EU. BU. LEUS. That's what's written on the front section of the ship. One thing you do notice about the writing on that. The Y is upside down.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Okay. But yeah, that's the name of the ship, the Ubulatu. But yeah, and it looks like it's blown from the inside. So, Wyoming and Bobbi, as you are holding onto the side of this piece of the ship, which hole do you want to go through? The one to your left or the one to your right? The front section or the back?
That's my kind of question. I love it. Let's go for the left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, always.
Yeah, big mind thinks alike, Captain.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
do this.
Okay.
Just going like this too.
So, you crawl through into the hole. And you make your way in to the ship.
Okay.
And you are seen, you see as you enter a large gaping hole that is scorched on the walls around the edges. And this appears to be a large storage area. And you can see floating metal crates, some with red X's on, or crosses, depending on the angle. And there are maybe 3 chairs floating and a table. And you can see that there is, on the left hand side, attached to the floor, a maybe 6.5 foot long, what's the word, like domed table. So like the bottom is flat, the top is domed, like a glass dome, but it is broken and the glass is shattered. And then looking further along inside, there is another one, again same domed. This one, the hatch is open, like the dome is open on this table, but again the glass is shattered. And then you look along and there is nothing. There is a gap. It looks like something should be there looking at the dimension of this thing, but there is nothing there, and except the hole out of the back of this section of the ship. Can you both make me savvy rolls?
Do I have to?
Yes.
15 for me.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. 11.
Okay. Wyoming, you're like looking around. You see the crates with the X's on and you're like, ooh, drugs and alcohol, maybe, you know. Anything with a red X on or a cross usually has like medicines in. You know, you want top ups. You see the Wyoming, I will say you see the pods on the right, but your mind is elsewhere looking at these crates, and you don't realize exactly what those are, even though you know exactly what those are. Bobbi, with your role, you can see these things and you're like, those are what Lunar were talking about with the whole soul pod thing with Wyoming, these hibernation pods. That's what they are. But they look broken. And then you kind of focus in on the gap. That makes you think, oh, there could be one there. And you kind of float yourself inside this space, and you see that there is a massive, big metal wrapped cable that is attached to the wall that is wrapping across and out of the hole at the back of the ship.
Okay. I'll call Wyoming over, like point it out.
What's going on? Did you find booze?
No. But look, and again, like I'll point at like the cable.
What's that?
I'm not sure.
What if I try to, touch it?
Yeah, you move over, and this is like a big, thick metal cable, and you can grab hold of it. Wyoming, do you wish to follow the line and follow where the cable goes to?
See, now I'm very curious about that cable. Let's see where it's going from.
Okay, so
I'll follow behind.
Okay, yeah. So Wyoming taking the lead. You're pulling along this cable, and it leads you out of the exploded hole at the back of this section of the ship. And as you go out and you follow it, and it kind of wraps around and under the hole, you see floating there something very familiar to you, Wyoming. It is a hibernation pod. One of these pods that you have spent a lot of your life, realistically, in your time. This is not your pod. Don't worry. But this is a hibernation pod, and it appears to be in pristine condition. It is sealed, and the glass is all nice and frosted. And this is exactly what you need to help Xander.
Absolutely. But there's something that troubles me. I mean, all these pods are like, it belongs to a particular individual. Is there a sign, a name, something to distinguish on this pod?
So looking, the first thing you notice is the glass is frosted, and usually that only occurs when the pod is activated.
Right.
You don't see any names on the pod, but you do see that the glass is frosted. You don't know if you can't see inside the pod. You just know it's activated, so it is working. It is in use now. The one good thing about these hibernation pods is that they have their own internal power source. So like once they're turned on, they're good to go on their own. They just have like attachments to ships, like this cable that is there, so that the ship's controls can access the pod as well, and so you can monitor the pod from the ship.
Is there any other pod nearby, or is the only pod on the area?
So there are two other pods on the ship, both broken, that you completely blanked. But as you're kind of holding this cable and you see the pod floating there just in front of you, you look and you see there are another two pods floating, moreover in the back section of the ship. Both these other two pods, the glass is frosted but broken, and you can see that there are bodies in both of them. But you can see that because of the break and because of the exposure to space, that these bodies are deceased and like frozen in that.
Hey, Captain, is there a... This is a functional pod. I mean, this is exactly what we need for Xander. Xander body, both body and leg. I mean, we could use it, but I don't know. I think there's some juice on it, like real juice, like human juice on it, living and breathing.
Oh. I mean, first things first, we shouldn't leave them just out here.
We need the pod.
Yeah.
But we don't need the cargo.
Are you suggesting you open it now?
Are you suggesting it?
I most definitely am not.
But you just told me that.
Because you were implying, I think.
I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, doesn't matter who was implying it. Let's take the pod onto the ship.
with a cargo in it?
I don't feel right about just ejecting them.
I'm not saying that. But if you want to say it, I wouldn't mind to, support that executive decision.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not right now.
Which I'm also not saying, so.
But would you like to say it?
No, I wouldn't. And I'm gonna go ahead and over the radio try to communicate with Luna. We have a pod. Potential person inside.
Oh. Okay.
We're thinking about bringing it on board.
I didn't say that.
Okay, I'm thinking about taking it on board.
Okay. All right.
Just a heads up, we don't know if the person in there, if there is a person in there, is going to be friendly or not.
Probably not.
Okay. I'll make preparations. Do you need me to maneuver closer to anything, or stay here? Might be a risk if I have to try, but
I just be prepared for when we come on.
Yeah. Don't open it without me.
Yeah. And then if we pan, like, Wyoming, let's try to basically just move it towards I don't know how else to describe it, but just like a nice little
I'll say what you can do. Having done space salvaging before, and that you can disconnect the cable from the ship, freeing the pod, and your EVA suits have got very small, very basic thrusters on them, so you can do a little bit of maneuvering. So you're able to position yourselves behind the pod and maneuver it and push it towards the ship. I will say, for expediency, you're able to kind of get it to the back of the ship, open like the docking area and like the cargo bay of the ship, and bring it on board that way, kind of place it down, close the dock, and then re-oxygenate the room and then reinstill the gravity in that section. So you're able to do that, which you do without issue. So you've brought this pod onto the ship. It is now in the middle of your cargo bay. Bobbi and Wyoming, you're both kind of stood there looking over it with your EVA suits on, helmets off. Lunar, you're able to come down to the cargo bay and inspect what they have brought on board. Do you bring anything with you, Lunar? You're muted.
Again.
You're muted, Lunar.
You're muted. You're muted.
It's in space. We can't hear
it's
you.
in space. We can't hear.
no air to make vibrations for the sound. Yes. Yeah, no, full, like, I think she'll, like, having gotten a notification, like, EVA suit up just in case, since we'll be in the cargo hold, and, like, gun ready, armor on, just in case.
Okay.
You never know who we're dealing with. Yeah.
Okay. You head down with your gear, and now we have the three of you stood over this hibernation pod with its frosted glass, unable to look inside. What do you do?
Wyoming, do you know how to open this thing?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it, or you want me to do it?
I mean, do we really have to?
Do you want Xander back?
I mean, we could disconnect the pod, like oopsie daisy. Forget about the pod a couple of days. And let's nature take its course. And we can use the pod after We're still on time to make that decision.
Where's your pod? Don't you have one?
Where's my pod?
Where's your pod? What happened to your pod?
Where's my pod? That's a very good question.
Yeah.
I think I sold that pod. I don't remember the planet's name.
Okay.
Or they stole it to me? I can't remember. I can recall it. But I don't have my pod anymore. I was very attached to them. Really. Great machinery.
While this is happening, can I just be like feeling around the pod for like the open button?
Yeah. Make me I'll say a savvy roll for this rather than a tech, because this is more luck than anything. 3.
Yay, void point.
You look round and you're really not sure how these things work.
What are you doing, Captain?
Trying to find the
No,
open button.
You're doing everything wrong. That's not the way to open a pod.
How do you open the pod?
You need the secret Brotherhood password of Vagabond pods. I just made it up. I don't know why I did that. I'm just gonna open it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead, stand back a little bit. I would have taken my gun with me over there. I'm gonna go ahead and just like, I don't want the first thing to, in case there is somebody inside, to like see a gun, but I'm gonna go ahead and like get it out.
Okay.
And I'll kind of nudge.
While I approach to the pod, I see Captain's reaction, and I'm like, oh, well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that, huh?
It's called a precaution. It's called a plan B.
Right. Okay. I see how it is going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will just open the pod if there is no significant issue on it, GM.
Okay. Yeah, there is no issue with opening the pod. You go over, you find the button that disengages the locking mechanism and the latches, and you press it. You know, you all hear the click of the latches, and then the lid of the pod automatically starts to open. There is a bit of like a mist that comes out due to the frosted nature and the cool nature of it. And as the lid opens and the mist clears, you see there is someone in the pod.
Okay. While I'm watching that person. Okay, can you describe it?
Yeah,
sorry.
of course I can.
Do it.
So, looking into this pod, the three of you, 2 guns at the ready, you see a humanoid figure, approximately 5'6"-ish. They appear to be wearing black combat trousers and boots, a black leather jacket, gloves, various layers of like draped fabric on them around their shoulders. A reflective mask is covering their face with a black hood covering their head, to the point where like no skin is visible on this person. Their clothes show signs of like wear and tear, with evidence of repair, like patches and stitching and stuff. But the mask itself that they have on is like really shiny and completely like unscathed, unblemished, and everything. And Wyoming, being the one closest to the pod, you also see lying next to this unmoving body. There appears to be, kind of looks like a sword, some kind of like
sword.
like in a sheath next to them. But one of this person's hands is like resting on the sword.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Right. Let's make a very foolish decision, because Hollywood. I will try to grab that sword because hey, shiny.
Okay. As you go to grab the sword, a hand reaches out and grabs yours.
That's not yours.
Captain! Captain! Quesadilla, Captain!
Just pure shock.
Oh.
Do something! The thing grabs me! The thing grabs me!
Okay, everybody, let's just all calm down.
I'm calm! Just get off me!
Wyoming,
Okay? I'm calm!
let the sword go.
I'm not even touching the damn sword!
Okay. Hi there. I don't know your name. I'm sorry. Can you let my friend go?
Yes, please.
Fine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, I love you so much. Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's all just take a deep breath. Okay. Who are you?
The suspense is killing me.
I know.
And this is where we're going to go and have a quick break.
How dare you?
So-
No, you son of a...
For everyone
we
watching,
found Daft Punk. We found Daft Punk.
so for everyone watching, please stick with us. We're going to have a quick 5-10 minute break, and then we'll be right back with a Corrupted Frontier. So do not go anywhere. You definitely don't want to miss any of this. See you in a sec. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to A Corrupted Frontier. Oh, just opened magically. Thank you for sticking with us. We are back from our break, and to recap what had just previously happened, the crew found a ship in space that had been blown up from the inside in parts. Went on to see if there was anything they could salvage and found a hibernation pod, the exact thing they need to help Xander and help them recover from having their leg chopped off. They grab it. Wyoming and Bobbi went out, grabbed it, brought it back onto the ship, and having opened the pod, they found that there is someone inside it. And Wyoming attempted to grab this person's weapon that was in the pod, which appeared to be a sword in a sheath, and that caused the individual inside to react, grip Wyoming's arm. After some talking down from Bobbi, they let go, and we're now in the process of calming the situation and dealing with what's going on. So, jump back in. Bobbi, you were just talking to this individual. Would you like to continue?
Yeah. Who are you?
Stop talking to him and shoot him.
Wyoming, you're not helping right now. You almost just lost your hand. Okay, let's just sort everything out.
For you.
I'm not really kidding with the
One more
voice
time.
modulator. Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm the captain of this ship. These are some of my friends here.
Captain, don't say any explanations. You're looking weak. Just
Wyoming, let me handle this, okay?
damn it.
It's okay. They haven't tried to stab us yet. We haven't tried to shoot them. Everything's okay.
My name is Echo.
Nice to meet you. I'm Bobbi. And I'll point to the other two.
I'm Lunar. Bobbi got me out of a ship on my own once too. They can be trusted.
And you, grabby hand.
What do I do, Captain?
Introduce yourself.
But if I tell him my name, he will try to grab my arm again. I tried to rob him.
Echo, will you promise not to grab Wyoming if he
Don't
introduces
say my name,
himself?
God damn it.
In terms of being polite, I will not. I was only grabbing him because he tried to take something that was not his.
And that's fair.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, I think you have a point. I should have done the same if this way all around. My name is Wyoming Jones. And I'm very important for this ship. So you have to promise not to kill me. Because if you kill me, everything explodes.
Well, as you can see from all of this, I'm kind of at a disadvantage. I am outnumbered.
Yes. Don't try anything.
We're not trying to.
Try anything.
Look, I saw your ship on our scanner and didn't think it would be right for somebody just to be stuck here. And of course, yes, there might have been things on the ship that we could take, but mostly, and I'll look at Luna again, I want to make sure that nobody gets just left out here.
Yes, we save you. We save your butt.
What happened to the ship?
I'm not sure. Looks like it exploded from the inside, as far as I can tell.
And I was the only person you recovered?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's a shame, but to be expected. Space is dangerous.
Yeah, we're well aware of that fact.
Not wrong.
Look, we have a friend got really, really hurt. And we've been told that these pods can help.
Yes, they're
Basic-
hibernation.
I mean, basically, we are very sorry that you lost everything, but we need your pot, if that's okay.
Well, I feel fine, so I've healed as much as I needed to. You are more than welcome to take this and use it for someone else in need.
That's very thoughtful of you, I think. Probably you're not a bad person after all. Or even you're not a person after all. I'm not sure.
You'll have to forgive this one. He's a little in and out of it, so to speak.
You get used to him.
Not
It
really.
seems interesting.
So let's things rolling, Captain. You want me to move Xander to the cargo bay, or should I move the pod? Or, I don't want to make this uncomfortable for anyone, but we need the pod. We really, really need the pod right now.
Let's go ahead and grab Xander.
Awesome. Let's go for Xander. And I walk away.
Okay. Echo, I'm sorry about your ship. Can we do anything? Is there anything you need?
I suppose a place among your crew. I understand that you don't know me, you don't know what to expect, but for now, somewhere just to exist. If you feel the need to take me off the ship at your next spaceport, I would understand. But a ride until we reach somewhere like that would be appreciated.
Can I get like a general vibe check?
Roll me a savvy. Anyone
Okay.
who wants to get a general vibe, roll me a savvy.
I do love a good vibe check. Ooh, 17 for me.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. they seem quite genuine. Like they're not the vibe they're giving off isn't hostile, isn't aggressive or anything like that. You know, they seem genuine in their words that they, you know, they're not asking for anything crazy.
Okay.
And realistically, you can't kind of be like, hey, thanks for the pod, we'll just drop you off here back on your ship. It's floating in pieces in space, so like, you know, what are you gonna do?
Well, I've taken a chance on other members of our crew. I think I can take one more.
I would be happy to prove myself. I am an experienced navigator, if that's something your crew needs.
That would be great. The map we have is old and doesn't work super well, in the sense of we just kind of guesstimate and hope for the best that the things on the map are still there.
I am in possession, or at least I should be if somebody hasn't used their sticky fingers before I woke up. I was in possession of a data shard that I could input into your system and update your navigation charts.
Yeah, that would be great. Our crew is a little bit fractured at the moment, so we might have to do introductions for the other two at a later time, if that's all right.
That's fine. This is your ship. I will follow your lead. I will earn my place here. I have no expectations for you to accept me blindly. That would be foolish.
Like I said, the crew besides Luna, we were both taking a chance on the rest of them, so what's one more chance?
I am in your debt.
I'm back, and I'm dragging Xander with the leg above the body. Where should I put Xander?
I want to say, like, Lunar, like, would be torn between leaving Bobbi with an unknown person and leaving, just like going.
I mean, you can stay with Bobbi by all means and just let Wyoming sort Xander out. That's fine. So, Wyoming enters the cargo bay, dragging Xander. Echo, for what you see the sticky-fingered individual dragging what appears to be a corpse into the cargo bay that has one leg. The other leg is propped on the body as he drags them in. Yeah. That's what you see.
That is a severe injury. Is this typical damage that you suffer?
Not yet.
Hopefully this was a fluke.
We encountered a very dangerous bounty. Who we took care of. Are we bounty hunters?
Officially no, unofficially yes.
I make no judgment, just trying to get my bearings, as it were.
So are we.
And I start to put inside of the pot Xander's leg first off, then Xander's body. While I'm doing it, I'm like, so what's your deal, pal? I mean, you're a vagabond. You have cold, that's why you have that lower voice. I don't know. You tell me, bro.
I have spent many years as a traveler, reaching different edges of the universe if possible, finding work where I can, using my experience across the various systems, working as a navigator where I'm needed.
Wait. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like you are staying, which obviously it's a mistake, right? I mean, did I get that wrong?
That I'm what?
Captain, help me out here. I don't understand what's going on. I want to be polite, but this is not helping.
You're doing great. We're gonna
Yeah.
let them stay on the ship.
What the fuck?
Wyoming.
I mean,
I want to remind you
yeah.
that both Luna and I took a chance on you and Mira and Xander.
And see what it goes. I mean,
We're still taking a chance on you.
that felt hard. Wasn't necessary emotional damage. No worries. I'm fine. Another psycho. I mean, I can't be the only sane person. on board.
Wyoming. Let's not use that word to talk about people, especially
Mr.
people that
Jones,
we
what
don't
is
know.
your role if you are so important and the ship would explode? Would anything happen to you? What purpose do you fulfill?
I don't understand nothing. Okay, I just gonna put Xander on this, and I'm gonna fix my body, and I'm gonna be on my bunker, and that's the end of it. If you need me, don't look after me. I'm gonna throw this huge party, and none of you are going to be invited. Not even you. What was your name again? I'm sorry, I'm being rude.
Echo.
Echo, you're not invited to my party. That's the end of it. And I just walk away, really, really mad and really, really entitled to myself.
I like him.
He grows on you. He really does.
If there are quarters that are free that I may take up,
Let's give you the tour if you think our friend here is okay, and I'll like point at Xander.
I have very little experience with medical situations.
I mean in terms of being set up in your pod.
This is not my pod. I did not put myself in it.
Who put you in it?
It would seem my former crew thought this would be the best way to save my life.
Oh. Were you injured previously?
I believe they came to the conclusion that I had acquired some infection during one of our ventures where we were too close to the void.
Oh. Heard about it.
My memory is kind of hazy towards the end, but it seems they thought this pod would heal me, and once I was frozen, something must have happened to them.
Gotcha. Well, I'll go ask Wyoming if he can help get Xander fully situated, and you give Echo a tour.
I come back to the conversation. I don't want to interrupt. I'm just gonna make sure that the pod with my real friend Xander is working out perfectly. And I just attend to the pod, GM.
Yeah, Wyoming, with this whole situation going on, with this new individual that has made their presence into the group, and your disdain for this, you have some moments of like hyper focus, and you put Xander in the pod, and you close the lid, and you start, tapping away at the controls, kind of not even having to look at them. You've used these pods for such a long period of your life. You know what to do like the back of your hand. At least in this moment right now, you know what you're doing. Give it like maybe 3-4 seconds and you might not, but you tap away and you get the pod going, and the rest of you that are here, you see the pod frost over, the glass of the pod frost over, and like it clicks, the locks click in, and Xander is now in this hibernation pod. Safe. So now what?
I don't know, you tell me. Because, now you guys decide things without me. So, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying facts about this crew.
Because at the end of the day, Wyoming, this is my crew. And this is my ship. I respect your opinions on things, but you have to understand at the end of the day, I am going to make choices. And if you have issue with that, we can talk about it.
I mean, I have no problem with your authority about your ship and the missions and the way that we distribute the roast beef on the kitchen. I have no complaints about it. I'm just saying that we have very little knowledge about certain people on this crew. I'm not pointing at anyone, but
I'm gonna point at you.
How dare you?
It's true.
After all, we have
Wyoming. Wyoming, you are part of my crew, and I know very little about you.
But because you didn't ask. I'm always willing to tell you about my life and my experience and all the adventures that I have on the lower rings. I mean, I'm like an open book.
Okay. Then.
With very childish calligraphy on it.
Okay. Let's take our new crew member and show them the ship, and then you and I can talk, and you can tell me your whole life story.
Okay. Echo, let me show you around. Please don't stab me or kill me while I'm not watching you, okay? Let's do this.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
You're muted, Danny.
So, as a group...
That's the gag for this episode, you're muted. Yeah. That's our motto now.
As a group, I imagine you now take Echo around the ship, showing them Stella. You show them the cargo bay where you have begun your journey together, showing them through past the quarters and kind of indicating whose room's whose. There are 2 empty rooms, so there is space for Echo to have a quarters, and you get to pick left or right. I'll let you decide that later. Moving past the quarters, you enter the kitchen and mess area. In there, Bobbi, you show Echo the big computer table which is, apart from being a games console that you were all terrible at, it has the big navigation map in it, so that's where Echo would be able to plug in their data shard and update things and help you guys out. But you're still on the tour yet. Passing the mess and the kitchen, you move forward past some storage areas up to the cockpit of your ship, where your tour ends.
Yeah, well, this is like all the ship. Now you know all the hidden places you can put a body on it if you decide to betray us on the nearest future. I don't know. I'm not giving you ideas. I know you have plenty now.
I appreciate your skepticism. It probably keeps your crew members very safe.
Sure. Now you have to pick a quarters. I mean, there's two available. You can pick anyone. I don't know. One of those quarters, it was reserved when Xander and I getting married. I mean, when never mind. Just pick one. Just pick one, and I will remove myself from this very awkward situation. If you need anything, ask Captain. Bye bye.
Right?
You'll get used to him.
He seems like an interesting fellow, and I'm curious about him.
Yeah. But this is the ship. Like I said, two of our crew members are a little out of it, so you'll have to meet them at a later time.
Of course. How long have you been captain?
Oh God, how many weeks has it been at this point?
Probably, hold on, maybe like
6?
yeah,
6 to
like
8, maybe?
6 to 8 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with 7 then for a nice split. 7 weeks.
Oh. That's not bad.
Yeah, I won the ship.
How lucky for you.
Yep. It's already been an interesting few weeks.
Do you feel that you're doing well as captain so far?
Ooh, that's not a question I want to answer.
My apologies, I did not mean to.
No. You're fine. Just feel like I'm still in the trial run.
Being responsible for many other people can be trying on one's energy, emotions. It'll take time.
Yep. Well, welcome aboard, and I will go to try and shake your hand.
I'll shake your hand. Thank you, Captain.
Yep.
And with that, we will call it the end of this session.
No.
Yes.
No.
We will end on a handshake. A union as we enter a new member of the crew of Stella Vas to the story. So yes, that is it until next session. For everyone watching, thank you very much for sticking with us for this episode. It was very interesting, and it's going to be even more interesting when our 2 missing players join next session and they're like, what the fuck? But yes, thank you all so much. Before we call it a day, we will go around and let the group introduce themselves. We will start with Bobbi, please.
Hi, I'm Cori, and I played Bobbi and we both use she/they pronouns. Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at lovedays_, that's LOV, and probably causing mayhem, chaos, mischief, whatever word you want to use, in the Initiative Orders Discord, and also here every other Saturday.
Thank you very much. Next up, we will go to Lunar. This time.
Hello, I am Melissa Rose. I play Lunar Terrison. I use she/her pronouns. I'm playing this game, and you can find my Instagram at Melrose Maps, at Melrose Maps on Instagram. Not doing much there either, so that's okay. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Next up, the ever-trusting Wyoming Jones.
Absolutely. Hello, people. I'm Homero. I was playing a very moronic Wyoming Jones tonight. It was very, very, very fun. You can follow me at the Homero Rios in every social media. Please visit thehomerorios.com. And I will be publishing really soon with Heavy Metal Magazine my new series, A Darker God. Please get a copy of that, and that's it.
Thank you very much. Before I move on, I just want to give a shout out to our two missing players, Dawn and Mazz. They'll be back next session, hopefully. Check them out on their social media. The Mazz Face on the different socials. One is Mazz Face, one is the Mazz Face, because someone stole it first. And Dawn, you can find at Dawn Whisperer. I'm Danny. I'm Check for Traps all over social media. You can find me here at the Initiative Order doing all these shenanigans, and at Modifius Entertainment, where we make TTRPGs, board games, and war games and stuff there. So find me doing stuff over there. Before we end, and before I move over to sponsor information, we will do our last outro. Echo.
Hi, I'm Rachel Beauregard. You can find me intermittently on various Initiative Order shows. You can find my gay and nerdy art at Bad Duck Design on Instagram. You can find my personal at Manic Pixie Tank Girl. And doing art, all the promo art and background work for Dragon Rock's Mythical Melee. And yeah, thanks for putting up with my nonsense, guys. I'm looking forward to playing with you guys every week.
Thank you very much. And yes, before we end the stream, we just want to again give a shout out to our sponsors, Session Zero Clothing, which do a great D&D inspired streetwear, Norse Foundry, Arts and Dice Makers do amazing, cool metal, wooden, gemstone, bone dice, and everything. Mithril Armory, who've been a sponsor of the channel for a long time, have some amazing dice Kickstarters and do some really cool clothing and some crazy, like really cool, like diamond infused gold dice and stuff. Check it out. And then finally, Umbral Oculus Dice, our very own Taryn Valrook on socials, the GM of Far Realms and our Dune mini series, makes custom resin dice as well. So please check them out, check their shop out. We all use them. Some amazing people, and there are discount codes and stuff in the chat for everyone. Yes, but with that, thank you all very much for watching A Corrupted Frontier, our Death in Space campaign. We will see you next episode in 2 weeks, every other week. So yes,
absolutely.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you later.
Thank you, people.
Bye-bye.
Bye.